You guys, this is not a drill. It's really happening. The one, the only, Auntie Tabitha Brown, is coming right here on Becoming Undefined. If you don't know Tabitha, first of all, where have you been? But second of all, her beautiful light, what she has been able to really just show us in terms of her resilience, of her path, in her content creation, in the way she just puts the word out there because she feels it in her spirit to share it with all of us. Sometimes striking a chord with someone in the middle of the day out of nowhere. I'm so excited for this conversation to talk about the empire that she has built, the beautiful team that's around her, and truly how to navigate the space when you always have to be on. So, on the other side of this, we're here with the one and only Tabitha Brown. I cannot believe this is happening. Tabitha, thank you so much for coming on Undefined. There is no better representation of what this means to me than all that you have done and all that you pour into the world. But I wanted to start with a very special introduction because I wanted Donna to meet Angela.
Come on.
Okay. Come on.
She said hello there,
Hey,
Angela.
And so many people are like, wait, you named your hair? And I'm
That's
like,
right.
because as you know, she's in charge.
That's right. And once we give our hair life, it takes form. So absolutely.
100%. It's also
Yeah.
like my alter ego. I feel like when I need to pull a little bit more, I'm like, Angela would never let this
Listen,
slide.
That's right.
You
Because,
know?
honey, Donna is feisty.
The fight.
Baby, Donna be ready to fight people, okay? Yes.
Spicy at all terms, but I think like the embracing of our true identities has been
Yeah.
such a through line in everything that you've done and everything that you've presented. And I was rereading your book, and one of the things that really stood out to me was there's more than one way to a destination, more than one route to a destination,
Yes.
the pivot.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
How hard have you leaned on that? Not just through this stage that everybody sees now, right? The visible side,
Yeah.
but truly the journey to get to this point.
It is all I lean on because
Mm.
every day changes.
Yes.
Like there's no day that is the same anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I remember many, many years ago when all I was doing was pursuing acting and still working like a 9 to 5.
Uh-huh.
My days were routine.
Yeah.
You know, I wake up in the morning, I take the kids to school.
Yeah.
You know, I go to work. I might have an audition that day. I go to the audition, come back
Yeah.
to work. You know, I'm on my lunch break. I come, get off work, pick the kids up from school, go home, cook.
Yeah.
Repeat the next day.
Yeah.
It was very routine.
Yeah.
Now I'm running multiple businesses.
Yeah.
I'm in multiple partnerships. I'm also still acting. I
Yep.
do many different things. So every day is something different. I might be writing a book. I was just on book tour last
Yep.
week. I just flew in from Dallas last night.
Oh my
like
God.
I leave and fly into Atlanta, this
Yeah.
week. So every day is something different.
Yeah.
But also partnerships change, people change.
Yeah.
You got to be willing to pivot.
Yeah.
And so it is
Yeah.
how I live my life, girl.
So how
Yeah.
are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Because that's a lot.
It
That
is a lot. I was just telling, I did a video this morning, and I was
Yeah.
just telling people, like, for the last 2 months has been very rough.
Yeah.
It's been very hard. People know about, the target of it
Yeah,
all and
yeah.
all the things. And I was attacked publicly and privately,
That
and
part.
having to suffer silently while
Mm.
still showing up.
Mm.
And so it's been tough, but I still choose joy.
Yes.
I still choose compassion and love and grace for everybody.
And that's, I think, the healing part of that, right? The way you have poured into the people who follow you, to all of us, right? Present
Yeah.
company included. How do you pour into yourself?
Yeah.
Is what you're giving us what you pour into yourself first?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have to do it for me first.
Mm.
Most times when I'm giving you something, it's because God just gave it to me.
Yeah.
And I sat with it for a little bit for myself. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, let me bless somebody else with this. Some things are just for me and you'll never see it.
Mm.
Right?
Yeah.
But also my quiet time, my stepping away time, my working out like I was just
Yes.
telling you. But really like just minding my business.
Drink your water, mind your
Drinking
business.
my water and minding my
business,
business.
that's
Okay.
it.
Yes.
What does it feel like to you? Because I feel like I resonate with that quite deeply. Like when you're tapped from a greater power
Yeah.
to do something. Oh, I need to share this.
Yeah.
What does it feel like in your body when you're in that moment?
Like breathing.
Oh.
It's obedience. Because if I don't do it, I can't breathe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I have to be obedient and do it in the moment. Anytime I've tried to like keep something that I was supposed to share, I get sick. Like
Literally.
I feel dizzy. I
Wow.
get nauseous. So I have to release it.
It's a physical
It's
reaction
a physical
to it.
thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
so you
incredible.
read my first book?
Yes.
So you know the gift that I have.
Mhm.
So I've been that way my whole life. So whether I dream something or I see something on you or I hear it,
Yeah.
when God says give it,
Yeah.
I have to. If not, I'm holding something that doesn't belong to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
So I don't feel well.
Yeah.
So the
Wow.
moment I release it, I give it to the person it belongs to, and then I'm all right.
And you're brave. Yeah. But
Yeah.
it's really a higher calling.
It is. It ain't got nothing to do with me.
That's what I was gonna say. You're not even in control
That's right.
of that part of it.
Yeah, because I can't control it. It
Right.
just happens. I could be
Right.
sitting right here and all of a sudden something will flash or I could hear. I can't control when it's going to happen. It just happens.
Yeah.
And in that moment, I know whether I need to share it or
Yeah.
sometimes it's just for protection for me to
Right.
be aware.
No.
And yeah.
Yes.
And then sometimes I have to release it. So
Yes. It's interesting because I don't consider myself a religious person, but I am a woman of faith.
yes.
And I do think that those things are separate, but in the same vein, right?
Absolutely. I'm not religious either.
Yeah.
I'm spiritual.
Yeah.
Right? I have a true relationship with God.
Yes. Direct.
Most people so religious, they don't have a relationship with them. Okay.
Agreed.
And so that's how I live my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to talk about, and forgive me if you don't like the phrase, your empire.
Okay, girl.
Because,
I'll
I
take
got
the
some.
empire.
Okay, it is appropriate. The home decor, the apparel, we got appliances, the books, the myriad of books. But I think even, and I had it here on purpose, intentionally, because I wanted to show that finding our way to joy, love, and freedom.
Yes.
The freedom part of it, because I think not only do we get very tethered to what we do, right? Our identities get very tethered to that. But I think in finding your true self and your autonomy,
Yeah.
there is such a beautiful freedom that you can really center yourself. How has that journey been for you?
Freedom was the best gift I ever gave to myself.
Yes.
Right? Because for many years, pursuing acting, also being in corporate America, I wasn't free. I was living my life to make everybody else comfortable. I was constantly trying to fit in. I was code switching, covering my accent, wearing my hair straight, not by choice, but because I thought I had to.
Yep.
That's not freedom.
No.
And the moment I started taking those layers off and really told God, I'm going to live my life the way you created me to live it, baby, the doors started to open for me and my whole life changed and has never been the same.
Oh, literally. It's like, I started my natural hair journey, which is why I love this
Yes.
event and everything we represent here, while I was on TV every day. And I
Love
was
it.
like, you know what? They gonna get every bit of this girl.
Come on. And what's cute.
And this is what it
Yeah.
is, because we are conditioned to
Yeah.
fit into this box.
Right.
To think like, nope, this is all that there is. And if you don't abide by this, you're not going to be successful. You're
Yep.
not going to be beautiful. And the moment I said enough with this, to your point, everything opened up for me.
Everything opened up.
Like the clarity is wild. And I think some folks think like, oh, well, it's just hair. It's not, especially not for Black and brown women.
No, it's not. It's more than that.
It's cultural.
It is
it's
cultural.
powerful.
And when you strip that away, you're taking
Yes.
away who we are, right?
yes.
So, honey,
yes.
I'd rather be conditioned with my hair than be conditioned.
Well, get into that Donna's recipe.
Do you understand? I'd rather have that leave-in conditioner and not
Yeah.
be conditioned by somebody else.
Could you have pictured all of this?
No.
Yeah.
I always knew something great was coming.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I always envisioned I was just going to be a famous actress. I never thought it would be what it is. But I knew something big. God said it's more than you can imagine.
And it's that and so much more.
And it's so much more.
So
and
much
it's just
more.
the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ask all of my guests on here this because we do carry a lot every day.
Yeah.
If you could put something down to unburden yourself, what would it be?
If I could put something down, it's hard, but people,
Oh, direct hit. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I love people so much,
Mm-hmm.
but there's some people who don't love me, but they're still part of my circle, part of my
Sure.
business.
Yes.
And I've had a hard time with putting them down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's tough, especially when you're an empath
Yes.
and you pour into people.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Constantly pouring and not receiving it back,
Uh-huh.
or people having bad intentions.
That's real.
Or they just want to pour from you. They want to be in alignment with you only to gain from you, but not in alignment because they feel the same way that you do.
Yeah.
Learning all of that in the process of like living your dreams and
Mm-hmm.
things coming true, it's tough.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a fantastic answer. What would you say makes you undefined?
Oh, I mean, freedom.
Yes.
It's
Yes,
the
yes,
freedom
yes,
for
yes.
me. I think really that's it. Just showing up as Tab.
Yeah.
You know, like nobody can really define me other than saying that's a free woman.
Yeah. Period.
You know, you never know what you might get. Okay,
the
and
fun
that's
of it
my
all.
business. Yeah.
That's it. And that's all that. I want to end with the children's book that you have now, because I think as much as important to us, and we're all reparenting ourselves, right?
Yes.
But to leave an imprint for the next generation, and not just an imprint, but something that they can see themselves reflected in now. I think it's so beautiful, which is why I told you I got that book for my niece.
Yeah.
What was the impetus for you for that?
Well, it was my mama, who I lost, of course, many years ago. She always taught me that we are light, right? You have the ability to change the atmosphere.
Yeah.
And I just thought, imagine if I had really known that as a little girl and understood it.
Yes.
If somebody had put it in a book to make it make sense for my brain and for my mind. And so I was like, I want to teach children that they are sunshine. They have the ability to light up somebody's world, including their own.
Yeah.
And so I put it in a book.
It's
Hello,
beautiful.
there, sunshine.
I was back home visiting, and my niece was there all the time. And kids are kids. Okay, they can be a lot. And I remember in the moment feeling like kind of annoyed, and then I looked at her and instantly saw myself. And I said, how would little MJ had wanted me to react? With compassion, with empathy, with
Patience.
with patience.
They only doing what kids supposed to do.
Of course.
Yeah.
They don't know how to right? And I was like, you know what? Like, it's that generational trauma that you have to, and I think something like this, you've put it out in a concrete way, in a tangible way for these children and for us to latch onto it and pass it on. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Tabitha, I so appreciate your time. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Thank you.
You guys, I'm not okay, but I'm so okay. That was incredible. Everything I expected Tabitha to be and so much more. She is just a person that has such a divine light around her. I'm so proud to have been in her presence, proud to say now that I was able to talk to her one-on-one. I think that it's interesting when you meet somebody that you truly, truly admire from afar, whose journey you've watched, but you know that you've only watched this chapter of their journey. So I want to thank Tabitha for sharing so much more of what she's been able to do throughout her life, how she got here and how resilient she was and never giving up. But more importantly, and we talk about this all the time, leaning into the pivot, knowing that you have a higher calling, but knowing that it's okay to get there in a different way. That is such an important message. If you take nothing else, I think remember to protect yourself, but that it's okay to share what you can and what you think is right with others, if you think that it'll serve a greater purpose. Tabitha has done that with so much grace, even though we know, as she said, that she carries a lot. Woo, her answer to that, y'all. I'm still processing it. But this is a conversation that I will definitely carry with me proudly and happily for a very long time. All right. This has been Becoming Undefined.